When you start learning science, particularly biology or anatomy physiology, there's a lot of vocab that can be a little bit overwhelming. For example, when you're first starting to learn about the animal cell, you have all these different organelles, right? You have the cell membrane, you have the nucleus, the ER, ribosomes, the Golgi apparatus, mitochondria. Can seem like a lot of vocabulary, it's a little overwhelming. I think one of the great ways to think of vocab is as an analogy for something you already understand. So you might not understand what a cell is, but you might understand how a factory might work. And that's really what a cell is. It's just like a little microscopic factory. In the case of your body, it's making proteins, but let's just talk about a watch factory for a second instead. So the cell membrane is like the door to the factory. So it's what allows things in and out. So if you're going to be working in a factory, you got to get in through the door. That's where the supplies come in. Then you need some type of a blueprint or some type of instructions for what you're making. That's the nucleus, the blueprints for the factory. Then you need an assembly line. So you need a location for where you're going to do the assembly. And that's the ER, is the assembly line. The ER is covered in these little dots that are called ribosomes, and the ribosomes are like the assembly line workers. They're the things putting the material together. In the case of the cell, it's protein. In our example here, it's watches. Then once you're done, once you've made your watch, you need to put it inside of something. So in some type of a packaging that you're going to then use to ship out your product. And the whole thing requires energy, right? Because you need power to run your factory. And that's the mitochondria. So if you think about these organelles, it sounds a little complicated, but when you talk about it in terms of an analogy to a factory, it can be a little bit easier to understand.